Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. From the same, series of showing you Putin's videos and analyzing his statements, I have here a video where where Vladimir Putin was asked if he's afraid of being assassinated. And he's going to give such an logical and clear answer if he feels, if he's afraid, or what would he do about it. So I have here a 33-second video clip, and I will play for you. He speaks Russian, obviously, and at the bottom there is the translation in English. So let's go to this little video clip. Here it is, and let's see if it works.
Вопрос о готовившемся на него покушении.
Люди, которые находятся в моем положении, с этим должны жить. И такие вещи не должны мешать работать. Они никогда мне не мешали и не мешать не будут. Вы знаете, я с этим живу с 99-го года. Постоянно. Что же делать? Послушайте меня. Если с этим жить постоянно и бояться, то жить нельзя. Невозможно будет жить. А вот еще... Пускай они нас боятся.
Did you hear that? What did he say? He said that if you live in fear, what's the point of doing that? If a life lived in fear, there's no point in living it. So he knows that's a possibility, since he's been living through this for some time, like many other leaders, big leaders. I'm not talking about that, but maybe others in other locations where things are more real than here, for instance. And I will explain what real means. So there's no point in living in fear. And that shows his courage. He said, they should be afraid. I should go after them. So yeah, it's a war over there, my friends. And this is the attitude. What's the point? Live like a little rat? As I said many times, in West, we live a little bit fatter. We live better. Better meaning we have basic needs covered, like electricity, heat, food, shelter, things like this. We have them. We can survive. We're not going to be dying over here of hunger, starvation, or exposure to the elements. But what do we eat? How do we work? What kind of lives we have? Under whose orders? So the way I see it as being fatter in the West, but living in a cage. It's like, let's say, a pig. Sorry to call us pigs, but anyway, I think the pigs are in many respects better than us, because I don't think they hurt other pigs having pleasure doing that necessarily, or anything else from that point of view. So a pig kept in, by a peasant, by a farmer, yeah, it's going to get fed all the time. Yes, it's going to get bigger and fatter. Yeah, and then what happens with the pig? It's going to be cut at one time. But he's going to be a pig that's not going to be free, fatter, and seemingly living a better life. The pigs outside, I don't know how to call them, boars, wild boars. Now those guys are not as fat, usually. Why? Because not someone who's going to feed them garbage. But they're free, they're independent, they can roam wherever they want, and they live the way they want. So that's the difference between people, I think, mostly in countries in the West, depending on West's influence. And I'm not talking about our culture, our civilization. I'm talking about interests that harnessed us, using Al Capone and others in order to make us be fat but in a cage. So that's what I mean by that. Unfortunately, we all live with this, more or less, with you're not afraid, but it's a possibility, and there's many things that could happen. And what will you do? Stop? Putin has a mission, that's how I think he views it, to save his nation from what he saw it happen to it. by others, and he knows who those people are. So I suggest that if you had any doubts or you had any constraints in being afraid to leave, don't do it. Just live your life, not recklessly, but there are other goals over there that must be fulfilled outside of eating something and having a seemingly good life. I will tell you something about me. I know it's not about me here, but maybe you heard me many times talking about this particular channel when you will not see me here. And I gave you, I think, 2 or 3 options, 3 or 3 scenarios. And I will not leave this area on my own. Like, you know what? Got my money, got my life, and I'm leaving. I'm going to Tahiti. That's the first one. If I'm not going to be around here and I was banned here, you're going to see me in other places. I already am in other places. The other one, if you don't see me here and you don't see me anymore in other places, is either that I am incapable, that would be incapable of showing up. That is, I'm either club or somewhere club where I can't come out of it. Right? These are the only options. Banned, and then banned, but you're going to see me popping up somewhere else, I guarantee you that. Or the other one, someone knocks at my door or someone does something and so on. These are the options. And I knew that could be a little risk here and there. I know what kind of messages I receive sometimes, and most of them are fantastic, but some of them are, be careful. This kind of, be careful. But not like, be careful, Emil, we care for you. I receive those a lot. I'm concerned about you, but there are different kinds. So what am I going to do? Stop? No, I'm not going to stop. I tell you why. And I'm not going to put myself next to Putin or something, but there are things that you have to fulfill with the risks that are attached to it. And I'm not 25, so I'm lived my life, I would say, more than I think regular people lived. I have my goals, I have my missions, plural, and I'm not going to stop. So don't live in fear, my friends. And if you live in fear, be courageous and do what you need to do outside of your or our own selfish needs. Live for something way bigger than you or I. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.